Episode 351, getting it done. It's the Flex Zone podcast, only place giving you your sports how you want it, fellas.
When you need it.
That's right. Episode more anticipated than that Black Panther 2 trailer. We're here, live in the Flex Zone Man Cave. Another episode, live on your airways, on YouTube. Most importantly, if you're watching right now, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for all notifications, hit that thumbs up, hit that like button, give us a thumbs up, and drop your comments down below. A lot to talk about tonight. Kyler Murray got paid. What does this mean for Lamar Jackson? Revisit our top 10 quarterbacks. We're talking about new ownership and new creative in WWE and maybe a little SummerSlam tease. And of course, we get goofy with Crevonte as well. Again, follow us at the Flex Zone 1 on social media at the Flex Zone 1 on Instagram and Twitter, and now on TikTok, the Flex Zone Podcast, the Flex Zone 1 at gmail.com. Guest ideas want to be part of the show. And of course, hit that Cash App, the Flex Zone 1 as well. Each and every week, we're here live on the Man Cave. Can't do the show alone. The guy who makes the show look good, social media producer, my brother, Big Rod. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, Byron? Ready to roll. Let's get this show cracked.
This next man, captain of the goofy ship, the Commandalorian, Commander Crevonte. What's up, my brother?
Hey, man, we here, brother. I'm ready to get it going. You know how I feel about Monday evenings, brother. Let's get this thing cracking.
Next man, still celebrating Dre Day. It's still cancer season. It's the head of the Flex Zone table. It's the Friday Night Delight. It's the man of 1,000 nicknames. It's the straw that stirs the drink. It's the A-lister. It's the man more exciting than SummerSlam. It is LaAndre Melton, the man worth over $50 million, much like our quarterback Lamar Jackson, the pride of the East Side, the savior of misbehavior. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, gentlemen? How y'all feeling out there, man?
Great, man. Happy to be here. Episode 351. We got you in the building, so you know it ain't a party. Let's Dre walk in.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.
Well, let's get straight to it. No need, as you guys been waiting patiently. Want to shout out all our new subscribers. Thank you for joining the channel. Again, hit that like button, hit that bell, and hit that subscribe button. We had somebody get paid this past week at the quarterback position, and no, it was not Lamar Jackson. It was Kyler Murray. My boy Kyler Murray. It's crazy because I just literally said last week people don't put respect on his name. He's a top 10 quarterback, and boom, he gets paid what? The end of that week. Dre, Kyler Murray, 160 guaranteed, 230 million up front. You've been saying Lamar Jackson should get probably 250 million guaranteed anyway. How do you feel about this contract for Kyler Murray?
I'm happy for Kyler Murray, and I think that it's well deserved on his behalf. Just he was going into free agency anyway. Eventually, pay your quarterback. And the thing is, I think that some teams are learning. Some teams such as ours are a little more stubborn. But no, pay your quarterbacks early. It's been too many quarterbacks out there. Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins, where you see it can get ugly. And you have to end up once you give them the franchise tag. Excuse me. You got to pay these quarterbacks anyway. Pay them early, get it out the way, and it's just the market. I'm not mad at these quarterbacks for getting the money that they're getting. Same thing with the wide receiver position. These guys are just going off of market value. Sometimes we have an issue in the NBA, but it's the same thing. Like it's just what the market entails. Secure it early so that way you don't have to be one of these people, because all that's going to happen is Kyler Murray. We think that this is a big contract now, and then 6 months from now, we'll be saying like he's the sixth highest paid quarterback. So, no, the market's just going to keep resetting itself. But I did disagree with something that I heard. One of somebody that I listened to is Colin Cowherd. And he was saying that Lamar Jackson should be in the same ballpark as Kyler Murray. And I'm like, no, that one I have to totally disagree with. Kyler Murray, though he is exciting and he's bringing life to the Arizona Cardinals organization, at the same time, Kyler Murray doesn't have a playoff win. He's not taking his team to the playoffs every year. Granted, the Cardinals started out mega high, and they were the only undefeated team at one point of the season last year, but that was last year. He also gets hurt a lot too. Lamar Jackson, he's had some some injuries, and he's had COVID a couple of times. But at the end of the day, Lamar Jackson still takes his team to the playoffs. Granted, he didn't take them last year because of injury, but in the years prior, Lamar Jackson has taken the Baltimore Ravens to the playoffs. He is 1-3 in the playoffs, but still, that means 3 years in a row. I've taken my team to the playoffs. That means that I do have a playoff win on my resume. That means that I do have an MVP on my resume. That means that the Baltimore Ravens are a formidable organization because of what I do. And the team is not the same without Lamar Jackson. Therefore, Lamar Jackson needs to get paid top tier money. And Lamar Jackson, they need to start putting some respect on this man's name because of what he brings to the league. They want to, like, granted, they want some other faces of the league, but Lamar Jackson is one of the faces of the league, and he is blockbuster as well. We keep hearing things about people such as Josh Allen or what's happening within the division with Joe Burrow or the Deshaun Watsons, if depending upon his suspensions. But Lamar Jackson is still, like I said, he is blockbuster. He is Hollywood. He's one of the faces of the league, and everybody in the league loves to see Lamar Jackson when he's out there. Now it's critiquing about. They were saying at first he couldn't throw the. They were saying he couldn't come back from behind. He's done that. They were saying that Lamar Jackson. They never seen anybody play his style of football, but yet he's still winning football games. Now it's back to whether or not he can throw the football at the quarterback position right. So it's always something when it comes to Lamar Jackson and whether or not he should get paid. At the end of the day, Lamar Jackson is going to deserve every penny of what he's about to get, and the Ravens should just pay him. But if I'm Lamar Jackson at the same time, he's smart for kind of holding out because the market is going to keep resetting itself, and he's going to get paid, like I said, a high amount because we all know at the end of the day, as football aficionados around here and sports journalists, that Lamar Jackson deserves way more money than what Kyler Murray is getting, and his resume was already impeccable compared to Josh Allen's before Josh Allen had got paid. So pay that man.
Well,
absurd is what you're being, sir. Absolutely absurd. Is it my turn?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Go ahead, Crevonte. I was just gonna say hello to everybody in the chat. Lamar, Miss Queen, I see everybody. Make sure you hit that like button.
Everybody.
But yes, Crevonte, it's only right that you rebuttal. It's only right that you rebuttal Dre.
So I'm curious to understand what is way more. What is way more?
I've always been in the stance that I think Lamar Jackson should, at the minimum, should be $250 million to $300 million, somewhere within that ballpark. I'm not mad if he gets $250, but I think that he should get that.
You're wild, bro. You're absolutely 300. Stop. Let's not be absurd. You still have to look at the team around you because he's not gonna be able to carry this team like he's been doing. Like the first 4 years, he's not gonna be able to do it for the next 4 years.
He's already carrying the team because what receiver help does he have? When you think about the people who are getting paid, with the exception of Aaron Rodgers, who lost Devontae Adams, those other teams have wide receivers or people of position.
Which is more of a reason why you don't give him $300 million. That's more reason to not give him that much money. I think he deserves ballpark because 230, I would say, okay, $50 million a year. Because I mean, one thing we can't do is compare contracts along with people. Because like you said, the market resets itself with almost every player. So are you telling me that he's as good as Aaron Rodgers? No, we can't look at it like that. I just said the example to say we cannot look at it like that because Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert are coming down the pipeline. you know what I'm saying? So let's not get crazy with giving Lamar $300 million because before we know it, folks are going to be making $1 billion messing with these contracts. You know what I'm saying?
You know it's coming.
I think unfortunately at some point it probably will. But my thing is, I think 50, somewhere around $50 million, $50 million.
That's reasonable.
So 250, like that's it. Because I think Kyler Murray's was what 46, something like that.
Yeah,
Aaron
46, only behind Aaron Rodgers.
Only behind Aaron Rodgers. Give Lamar Jackson, crazy to say, but in reality, give Lamar Jackson and Rodgers at least $50 million a year. Maybe what will Lamar get? 160 guaranteed. All right, give Lamar 165, 170 guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to beat the next person because now with Kyler Murray's contract, that's the floor. You know what I'm saying? Like you 230 is the floor, which means we're gonna go higher than the floor. I mean, and only the Ravens have themselves to blame for this situation because they could have been got this done. You're literally in this position of the Cowboys with the dumb stuff they did a couple years ago. They overpaid for Dak Prescott. They overpaid because they had the opportunity to do it and they did not. Now you have to overpay. Listen, the more and more these quarterbacks go through, the more and more they get expensive. You just said it. But let's not get crazy with the 300. He deserves a little bit more than Kyler Murray. A little bit more. I don't think about way more. Give him, like I said, 50. I say start negotiations at 48, get to 50, maybe you get to 51.
Why only a little bit more when his resume is better than Kyler Murray's?
Yo, which one of their resume is better than Aaron Rodgers? That's what I'm saying. Like we're comparing people along with the money, and that's not what we're doing. We're comparing the market. Pay him now. The market is this. Pay him more than the market. Ain't got to break the bank. Because again, Aaron Rodgers, who either one of them compares to what Aaron Rodgers has done. So right. I'm just saying, let's not get crazy with. Okay, go ahead.
But remember, Aaron Rodgers. So it was the order. Remember, was Josh Allen, then Aaron Rodgers that got his money. I think if Aaron Rodgers, I mean, it could have flip flopped. Like you said, every quarterback now is going to reset the market. So of course he's going to get paid more. That's why I said in that ballpark range. I'm not mad at Lamar getting about 50 million a year, just as long as it's like more. I think it should be more than Kyler Murray, but I mean,
it should be.
Like
it
you
should
said,
be. I agree.
When Joe Burrow comes along, somebody's going to make the argument that hey, he made at least he made it to a Super Bowl. So I mean, there's going to be arguments for every quarterback when it's time to get paid.
So my thing is, it doesn't even matter because the Super Bowl is good, but Kyler Murray, just like you just said, Kyler Murray's resume does not really measure up to Lamar Jackson's. When you see the money he got, now Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert, gosh, both of them gonna be staring at each other. Both their agents gonna be looking at each other like, "You go first, because whatever you got, I'm gonna get it after you." Because it's the market. It's not even necessarily speaking of what the person has done per se. That does take into account, but it's just that are they comparable? Are they competitive? Are they in the hunt? And as long as they're going to get whatever the market is. Justin Herbert does not have to get to a Super Bowl to make more than Lamar Jackson at the end of next year. That's just the fact. He don't have to win the division. He don't have to win the Super. He don't have to go to the Super Bowl. He don't have to win the Super Bowl. It's just that he's good. He's good, and it's the right time about it. You know what I'm saying? Now Joe Burrow, again, like I said, you could throw in the Super Bowl, but it really doesn't matter because as long as Joe Burrow is keeping the Bengals relevant, and mind you, we're talking about the Cincinnati Bengals, keeping them relevant, he's going to get whatever the market is because he's performing. Now, you can add in the Super Bowl, but he did. Justin Herbert's not going to need it, and I bet you Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow are going to make the same amount of money. I promise. That's just how the market goes. Resumes have, I think, timing it has more to do about timing than resumes. But well, let me not say resumes, body of work, because it's always what have you done for me lately. Lamar Jackson MVP was 3 years ago.
All right. Well, let me bring some balance to this topic. I think Kyler Murray deserved to get his extension. He has played very well with the Arizona Cardinals. Now, granted, he's had a lot of great offensive talent around him. Trey Hopkins was about and he had a couple other people. Larry Fitzgerald was another one.
AJ Green.
AJ Green.
They traded for Zach Ertz last year.
Mr. Kirk was another guy. So he deserved his money in his extension, and the 160 guaranteed. I mean, that's fantastic as well. But for Lamar Jackson, I believe that he is to me, in my opinion, he does way more with way less. So I believe that he deserves to have a bigger contract than Kyler Murray.
300 million, Raj? 300 million?
I'm not going to go that far with it. I'm not as crazy as.
That's all I'm saying. He deserves a bigger contract. That's not what I disagree with. He's not way more.
Yeah, I disagree with the 300 million. I don't think he needs to take it that far. Let another quarterback do that. But I do believe that the Ravens should be the first team to offer him $50 million. And you know what? I think he deserves to have $250 million guaranteed. I think he deserves all of that. I think if you're going to make an example out of Lamar Jackson, if you're going to show faith that the faith that you have in him, since he's led this team since his rookie year, and he's only lost about I believe like 10 or 12 games.
12
regular season.
12.
Bro, I think that you have to honor this man and give him at least $250 million. And I think it should be guaranteed. And I don't want to hear Steve Bisciotti coming out saying that he upset with the Browns. No, man. If you love your quarterback, if you know that this league is gonna do more, more in the future with all these brand deals, with all the Amazons and all these the Londons and all this stuff that they got.
Germany this year.
Germany.
Mexico City.
Mexico. All this stuff that the league has going on. You mean to tell me you don't think you're going to make all this money back? You're going to make a lot more money. So, I mean, that's just a drop in the bucket for real. So, yes, I believe, I mean, just pay your quarterback. Allow him to, be the face of the Ravens, because that's exactly what he is right now. He's the face of the Ravens. Before Lamar Jackson, of course, you had Joe Flacco, but I mean, was he really the face of the Ravens? No. You actually have a guy that
wins. The face of Royal Farms.
No, that was
no, that's Justin Tucker.
And Justin Tucker.
Haloti Nada.
Yeah, that was
the face of making kids.
Yes, he was the face of making kids.
Oh, M&T Bank. Also M&T Bank.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Okay. So
yeah, Joe and you get
mattresses. Mattress King.
With Phillip Rivers. Those two.
Oh, he definitely used those very well.
You got a Mattress King sponsorship. Probably Sleep Number. M&T Bank, Justin Tucker's Royal Farms. But real quick, and I'll let y'all argue about this. I did a YouTube video last week when the news broke. If you didn't watch it, I said, go ahead, give Lamar 5 years, $250 million, fully guaranteed, make it the first fully guaranteed contract. Well, I guess Kirk Cousins was fully guaranteed.
Well, Deshaun Watson too.
Right. So you
and we see how that worked out.
Right. You get Kirk Cousins is better than I think gets credit for. But you give Lamar the $250 guarantee. He makes more guaranteed than Deshaun, so he's happy. He gets more than Kyler Murray. He's getting $50 million a year. He has that 5-year security. He still gets another contract in his prime. He's only 22, 23, so he'll be able to get another big time contract. $300+ million probably by this time, Dre, because Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, some of those guys will get paid.
It will be. Yeah.
So you can do that. Lamar gets that security. He gets that money up front, and he can still, if he doesn't want to be with the Ravens in a couple of years, he can go get that contract from somebody else who gives it to him. Or if not, the Ravens can trade him or do whatever down that line. But that's what I said in the video. But Raj, how you feel about that? You think so? The $250 guarantee?
That's what I want, man. I want him to get $250 million guaranteed for real. I think that. I mean, they need to stop pussyfooting around. Honestly, they got to stop BSing around. They got to get this man's contract done. I don't want to see him go to next year and get another. I mean, because we already know the price is going to go up. I mean, because Burrow was coming up, and the dude from San Diego,
Herbert.
I'm in LA now.
I think they're both getting extensions next year. I mean, and plus the league's gonna make even more money. So get the damn contract done right now. Wow, he came into camp early. He came into camp on Thursday. I mean, camp don't start till this Thursday. Hammer it out. Do whatever you got to do. If you got to kiss his ass and get the contract done, you got to do what you got to do for him. But I don't want to see them go throughout the season where we're talking about this contract nonsense. Oh my God, what if he gets hurt? He doesn't have a deal. No, man. Give him his deal. He's earned it. He's going to do more for your team. He's only 25 years old. He's not an old man. I mean, he's still he's going to go to the prime of his career. You already know he's a hard worker. You saw it when he came in for the mini camp how hard he was working. He looked the part. We talked to Engraven last week who saw Lamar Jackson in person, and it was like he looked good. So I mean, come on, man. I mean, stop playing around, Ravens. Steve Rashadi, Eric DeCosta. I understand that he doesn't have an agent. That doesn't mean anything, man. I mean, you just give him what he wants. Stop playing. Give him
Now,
Okay,
wait. Now it
all right,
does
Batista.
mean it does mean Lamar Jackson may do some goofiness because there's no middleman between him and the team. So which means he'll get goofy from time to time on social media. And he's still young. Y'all know where he's from. And yeah.
Well,
But I think, Crevonte, if you give somebody that kind of money, you put those contingencies in the contract like Kyler Murray.
yeah.
Bro,
I mean,
I was
but,
about to say that.
you know
And,
what?
and I think they put one last year. Lamar had to get that shot. I think that was in there too.
Let me say this though. I know we keep getting on Lamar about not having an agent, but you got to remember Richard Sherman didn't have an agent either, and I think eventually what you kind of see is, and this has been a trend sort of in the NBA, and it's going to trickle down to other sports. Yes, some of these people have agents, but at the same time, the agent is just kind of like you said, the middleman. These players already know what they want. They're basically negotiated to be like yes or no about my client. But eventually it's going to get to a point where a lot of these players are feeling like they're not going to need an agent because what am I paying an agent for when I can just negotiate my own contract? I already know what I want and I want to know where I want to go and all the above. So that may be something to look out for within the future that there may not be that many agents out there.
And
a
GD in the
lot
comments.
of guys don't have that type of personality to do that, to sit down and look at paperwork, bro. That's like lawyer type of stuff that you have people, hey man, read this. They're athletes. They don't have time to sit and read all through the fine print and all the extra stuff. Listen, I give you between 3 and 5%. Read over this, make sure it's solid, deal with that. Like, because your craft is the field. And on top of that, Richard Sherman was a cornerback. It's not that big of a deal when you deal with a quarterback. It's a completely different ball.
This is your franchise quarterback.
I ain't got time to read no contracts, man. You know how big contracts are?
Just make it an even 50, man. Just make it an even 50. 50, 50, 50, 50, 50.
I like it. I think that's perfect. I think 5 years, 250. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Look, I'm not mad at that deal if he gets it.
That's what I said. I said in the video. Just give him 5 years, 250, fully guaranteed. He gets more than Deshaun. He gets more than Kyler. He gets more than Josh Allen. He's up there with Aaron Rodgers, more than Aaron Rodgers. Now he's up there basically in Mahomes territory with 250 guaranteed. He gets 5 years. If he doesn't like what's going on in 5 years with the Ravens, he can leave, go get it from somewhere else, probably get $300 million if he's playing like we think he can play, or we could trade him, get multiple picks, or if he wants to come and stay and end his career as a Raven and bring that Super Bowl that he promised, that can happen as well. But I think he's going to have a bounce back year. And don't let him go out there and throw for 3,500 yards and rush for 1,000. And
Jesus
they're going to really have to give him that $50 million. He'll
get more than that. He'll get more than that.
You might have to go to 55 now. You might got to go to 55 now.
Right.
And keep going closer to Dre's absurd 300 number.
No, I mean, but when you, like I said, look at some of the numbers that this man put up. Like last year, nearly 300,000. 16 touchdowns. Granted, he did have 13 interceptions. That's gonna clean up since 2019. 31-11. First player in NFL history complete 84% of his passes in a 400-yard game, and then third player in the last 40 years with 300 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and 90% completion in a single half. So I mean, Lamar Jackson puts up historic numbers, so he deserves every penny of this.
And if he didn't get hurt last year, Dre, to your point, he probably would have had another 1,000-yard rushing season, and team would have probably been in the playoffs. So just would have added to his resume as well. But let us know in the comments what you think about the Lamar Jackson situation. who is paid next in the quarterback class. I think Russell Wilson might get a new deal soon. We could see that. That could break the market again. So, like you said, Crevonte, it's not always who's best. It's about who's next.
It's
And
the
Lamar
timing.
is,
A lot of these plays, it's about timing. It's really not about resume. It's about timing. Because you play good the right year, you get broke off.
Timing is everything.
Timing is everything, bro.
I agree.
Remember, Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's resume is probably going to outshine Justin Herbert's. They're going to make the same amount of money.
Agreed. I think Justin Herbert's 1 year ahead of Burrow. So
Yeah, Herbert came in around the same time like
with
Lamar
Tua.
did.
He came in with Tua.
So the year after, right?
So
Yeah.
Herbert is going into year 3, so he could, like Rod
So,
said,
Burrow,
or you
so
guys,
it'll probably be like you said, Herbert, unless they don't do it early, which is always which is what you should try to do.
I tell you, both of them need to get paid next year.
But it'll
I
be
agree,
Herbert and then Burrow. That was the order.
because you think about Burrow and Herbert, they're going to probably be 2 of the 5 top leaders in passing yards, probably in the MVP
They're
conversation.
going to throw that ball. They're going to throw that ball.
Probably in the MVP conversation. So if you wait till year 4 for Burrow or wait till year 4 for Herbert, it's going to be
300,000. I mean, 300 million. 300 million. Yep, that's what's going to be. 300 million. That's what's going to be.
Well, we'll see. But we'll talk about these quarterbacks. But we did last week have a debate, and I sparked a conversation about quarterbacks and what I think these quarterbacks are just alike. I said Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins, Matthew Stafford, Derek Carr. I mean, you got one, you got the other. It's not really much difference in my opinion. Obviously, it depends, like you guys say, a lot of what's around them. All of them have some type of number one comparable receiver, especially now with Derek Carr. Kirk Cousins got one. Dak, not so much, but he has a good enough core, and Matt Stafford has plethora of receivers. I mean, I said, shoot, just imagine Lamar Jackson on any of these offenses.
Oh my God!
Just think about that. And Cordell mentioned it, and Graven talked about it. You give him a Devontae Adams, you give him a freaking Cooper Kupp. You give him a CD Lamb. Shoot, CD Lamb might probably have a breakout year this year. I mean, Crevonte, I know you don't want to hear that, but he might have a breakout year this year. And I mean, Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson.
We'll see. He's going from wide receiver 2 to wide receiver 1. We'll see.
Right. And Justin Jefferson.
You know that transition can be tough. Ask Juju about that.
Exactly. Now I say all these quarterbacks are equal. I mean, any disagreement, or is there one quarterback you think is better, Crevonte?
Wait, I'm sorry. In regards to
Dak, Kirk Cousins, Matt Stafford, and Derek Carr. I know you don't like Dak, but I just think they're all the same quarterback. Basically, it's just what is around them.
Okay, so I agree. That's the tier which makes it hard for me to put them in the top 10 because those guys need things around them. Those guys absolutely need things around them to succeed. And I think to be in the upper echelon, top 10, which is still absurd that they did not put Lamar Jackson there, the guys that could make magic. like you look at the game, you're like, that was not supposed to happen, but he's amazing, which is why we're talking about these top guys making $250 million because they do wild things. Oh, ultimately, when we talk about Tom Brady, what he's done for over 20 years in New England, he did a whole lot with less, which is hard. That's hard. But all those guys, in my opinion, are in the average category. You could throw Ryan Tannehill in there too. You know what I'm saying? Those are just the guys that's average to me. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I put Kyler Murray over them, because Kyler Murray, yes, he can be erratic at times, but his ability to do things, make magic, make plays outside the pocket, make plays with his feet, unscripted plays. We've seen Oklahoma. We've seen the transfer to the Cardinals.
Yeah.
That's why I think I put him over those guys, and why I put Lamar basically in my top 5. Raj, any of those guys you taking over the other, or are they all kind of similar?
I mean, they all kind of similar. I mean, all of them have great wide receivers. All of them can throw for over 4,000 yards.
Sure.
I mean, they're pretty much like you said, they're pretty much the same quarterback, honestly. Matthew Stafford probably might be better than the other 3 1 year, then Dak maybe be better than the other 3 another year, and then Kirk might have a great year. I mean, it's all the same, honestly. I mean, to me, I mean, they're I don't know if they're statues, but then they're not really that mobile either. So it's like It is what it is, man. You could take any of those quarterbacks right now and probably have a decent game with them.
And close your eyes, and they all have the same stats.
They're all the same stat. And well, besides Dak, who might have inflated stats, but you already know why.
Right. Of course.
You already know why his stats are inflated, but yeah, they're all the same thing. They're all the same quarterback, man. I understand why you had him on your list at 10, I think last week. Yeah, so all 4 of them.
Yeah, all of them was at 10. It's no different. It's no different.
A four-way tie for Tim.
A 4-way tie for 10. But I think we had mentioned Madden. I think Madden actually had Lamar at number 8 on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he did. So I think him and Russell Wilson were tied at 87, I believe. And I think the only people that were higher was, I know Kirk Cousins wasn't higher. I think maybe Dak might have been like 89, I believe. He might have been higher.
Yeah. We'll get into the Madden list.
But yeah, I think Madden got it correctly. But yeah, I agree with you that all those 4 quarterbacks are the same.
Okay. I
totally disagree with all y'all. I told y'all when we were making our list, I think that Derek Carr is a top 10 quarterback, and that's something going back to the NWA Sports Report when me and Crevonte were on there. Derek Carr was able to last year take his team to the playoffs with all the mess that was going on within that organization. That team had no business sniffing the playoffs, yet alone Derek Carr was able to be a leader and still take that team to the playoffs. And I think that with the addition of Davante Adams, the new head coach, Josh McDaniels, I think that this team is a playoff team within the AFC. So I think that Derek Carr is a top 10 quarterback. I think Matthew Stafford, I think that he got out of a losing situation with the Detroit Lions, and you see what happens when you put him into a winning organization. A Super Bowl can occur. So those 2 quarterbacks, I think they deserve more credit than what they're getting. Kirk Cousins, to me, has always been just an average quarterback. I think that for some reason, I don't know how Kirk Cousins finesses the system, but this man manages to get he gets paid like I can't say like Ben Simmons finessing, but it's or Gilbert Arenas type of finessing. But
yeah, don't be absurd.
No, John Wall type of finessing.
But I mean, not even that. Because at least because I can say at least Kirk Cousins he does show up to work. His numbers now that's somebody with inflated numbers, but somehow hey he gets paid some way somehow. I don't know how, but he does. And Dak Prescott, I mean, you've already seen what he is when he's with the Cowboys. I mean, the Cowboys are a more relevant team when Dak Prescott is under center. So I think that all these quarterbacks are good quarterbacks within their own realm. But I think that at least Derek Carr and Dak Prescott, Matthew Stafford, they at least make the argument for top 10, not at number 10, but at least top 10, and with the exception of Kirk Cousins.
Well, I got the Madden ratings real quick since we mentioned. Let's talk about them real quick. Starting with the rookies. Desmond Ridder, Crevonte, a 70. Malik Willis, a 69. Matt Corral, 68. Kenny Pickett, a 68. Sam Howell of your Washington Commanders, a 67. Not really much. Look at Rodgers' face, man. We need to make that the thumbnail, man. No, nothing.
Terrible. And look, Sam Howell is not going to play next year.
No.
Kenny Pickett and Willis probably are going to play this year. And it's not. They're right there. Yo.
And Ritter's going to play. Ritter might
play. I would say Sam Howell is probably the only one there that's not going to play.
Yeah, we could see all 4 of them except Sam Howell because I could see Kenny Pickett eventually starting. Who's Pittsburgh's? Oh, they got Trubisky. Yeah, Kenny Pickett will start eventually this season.
They're the same quarterback.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett's going to start.
They're the same quarterback. Kenny Pickett and
Agreed.
So, and look what Big Ben did with him last year. So, I mean, Kenny Pickett and Trubisky can't be much worse. Matt Corral in Carolina, he might play because Baker is Baker. We don't know what's going to happen with that. Sam Darnold and Baker are the same quarterback at this point. So, Matt Corral makes it.
Matt Corral went to the Panthers?
Yeah, they called him up, I think, in the third round.
I completely listen. that draft class was so forgettable. I forgot where he went. But yo, why? What are the Panthers doing? The Panthers just like drama. The Panthers like drama. Why would they put Baker? Why would they put Baker Mayfield in that quarterback room?
Right. Well, I mean, I think that it's a perfect position for him. Honestly speaking, I mean, he's better than what they got right now. He's better than Sam Darnold.
Is he?
No.
Is he?
No.
Slightly.
No, he's
not. It ain't worth. It ain't. Well, you know what? Wait. So
slightly because he can move.
I'm trying to think for your organization, your quarterback room. You think these guys are gonna play nice?
He's mental. He's a head case.
Who? Baker?
Yes.
But Baker still won a playoff game. Baker made the Browns relevant. I mean, they're
no, Dre.
Oh man, we're looking at two different. We're looking at two different games. Two different.
This organization didn't win games for years.
Listen. What made the Browns relevant was Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. He was just along for the ride.
Getting Stefanski was put them boys over the top. You see that running game and that offensive line?
And Miles Garrett looking like he can dunk a basketball.
Part, but we're talking about the position.
That's what I'm saying.
You said he made them relevant. No.
We weren't talking about the Browns until Baker Mayfield was starting, and he was the starting.
We talk about the Browns the same way we do every year, except for here and there.
They didn't make the playoffs until they got Nick Chubb up and going, and Kareem Hunt.
I don't remember his rookie season.
I do. I remember Baker's rookie season.
Yeah, I remember.
They didn't make the playoffs. He had some good numbers though, but
in Cleveland, you didn't make the playoffs. So what?
Right. Exactly.
I mean, he's not Lamar Jackson, but he still made them relevant.
I will.
But that's
Dre,
the point.
I will agree with Dre. Dre, he is slightly better than Sam Darnold.
That's the point, though. He's not Lamar Jackson.
That's
the whole point. He went first. Baker went first, then he went 32nd. So that tells you something.
He is a slight.
But it's not worth the potential headache that much better. You talk about a little bit better. They're not worth a headache.
All right, so do you want your organization to be relevant when Tom Brady is already within that division?
Baker Mayfield is not going to make them relevant. He's not that much better than what they got. He's a little. Wow, what the Commanders got, we're much more relevant. from Taylor Heineke to Carson Wentz, yes, that is a huge upgrade. Sam Darnold to Baker Mayfield, he might not even start. He might not even beat him in camp.
He might not.
I'm just saying he's not that guy. Because if he was, he wouldn't have left Cleveland.
Well, he got done a pretty raw deal in Cleveland.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. He did that to himself. Taking all them goofy insurance commercials and not putting in no work on the field. That's his fault.
I can't say that man didn't put in some work. I think he legit tried, but he's off the field.
I think he was more into commercials than he was football. Trust me, I've seen that before. Trust me, I'm a Washington fan. I've seen that before.
He's a head case.
But I can't make the argument and say that he wasn't into football. I think
he's a head case.
Football. I think that I agree with Roger. I think that some of the off the field stuff prevented him from the person that he should have been. But I can't question that man's work ethic because I think
I'm not questioning his work ethic. I'm saying he was more into the off the field stuff than the on the field stuff. Trust me, I've seen it before.
It's all mental.
I agree with that. I think that he was into football, but I think that he's just. I'm not saying he wasn't. I'm saying he was more into the off the field stuff, which is why he got up out of there. Why was he in so many national commercials with no relevancy, really? Look, it beats the hell out of me, bro.
He won that one playoff game against the Steelers. That's all he needed.
One.
That's all they needed.
Hey, but look, Byron, he was getting them commercials though, like off the.
It only takes one shot.
Yo, think about it. Think about it, gentlemen. Like we went down our top 10 quarterback list, and outside of like Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes, who have like one State Farm commercial, the rest of them don't got a damn commercial except Matthew Stafford, who had to win a Super Bowl in order to win his AT&T commercial.
Right.
The rest of these cats, you talk about Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson. I mean,
but listen,
Herbert, any of these guys, they don't have time. So maybe Crevonte, like that's why I was saying I think the off the field stuff is what really kept him from
we in agreement.
Who he had potential to be. Because the rest of these guys, they don't have time for a bunch of commercials.
What else you got for the ratings, Byron? What else you got for the ratings?
Desmond Ridder 70, Malik Willis 69, as I mentioned, Corral 68, Kenny Pickett 68, Sam Howell 67. But top 10, Matthew Stafford at number 10, 85, Lamar Jackson 87, Russell Wilson 87, Justin Herbert 88, Dak Prescott 89, Joe Burrow 90, Josh Allen 92, Patrick Mahomes 95, that's too low, Aaron Rodgers 96, and Tom Brady 97.
No, Patrick Mahomes is right where he needs to be. He had listen, he had I ain't gonna say it was a down season, but it was.
He's better than a 95, Rod. Stop.
He didn't have a Patrick Mahomes type of
as
season.
bad as he is, he's still arguably the best
still a
quarterback
95.
he played.
What's wrong for 95?
A 95 is a great player, but he's a generational player. He should be a 97 at least.
No, he's not. He wasn't Tom Brady's level.
Look, he should be over Aaron Rodgers.
He wasn't Aaron Rodgers last year. He's right where he needs to be. He's right where he needs to be. Number 3.
On a down year, he took his team to the AFC Championship game.
Okay, but his numbers didn't reflect that in the regular season. That's what I'm trying to say. So he deserved to be a 95. He didn't have a better season than Tom. He didn't have a better season than Aaron Rodgers. He didn't. This is a fact. So yes, I mean, no. Granted, look, I'm a ratings nerd. All right. I'm not trying to shit on.
So Raj, 4,839 yards, almost 5,000 yards, 37 touchdowns, 13 interceptions.
Right.
The year before that, 4,700 yards, 4740. So he threw for more yards, one less touchdown, 38, only 6 interceptions. So he just had 7 more.
There you go. So I mean, sometimes that rating has to drop, man.
So
look at Lamar's rating. His rating dropped hell of a lot because he got hurt and he had way more interceptions than he had the year before. So I mean, it happens, man. This is mad, man. The ratings reflected what his season was. His season was good, but it wasn't as good as Tom's or Pap. Aaron Rodgers. It just wasn't.
He's higher than 95.
I wouldn't argue that. That's fine.
Yeah.
He's higher than 95. We all know he's higher than 95.
He's going to be.
I think so, listen, but I mean, I understand Roger's point. He's right that he did not have. Now, numbers wise and eye test. Remember, I am big on the eye test. He did not look as good as recent years. Look at the eye test, because remember, it's not all about stats. My line is: men lie, women lie. Numbers tell half truths. You gotta watch the game. You gotta watch the game.
Numbers don't always
half truths, brother.
Numbers don't always tell the truth either.
Half truth.
I like that.
Half truth.
Half truth. That's good.
Hey,
so that's why I was like, I wouldn't argue that. I would not argue that.
Hey man, we're gonna find out what he really is about because one of his receivers is gone. So we're gonna find out what he did.
And who is being really goofy right now too.
Yes, extremely goofy.
Well,
wait a minute. Now who's more goofy though? Him or Devontae Adams?
What Tyreek Hill or Devontae Adams?
Mm-hmm.
Tyreek Hill. It's not even close. It's not even close.
You don't see Devontae Adams out here comparing Hall of Fame quarterbacks and up here with the humminers 2 hours later.
Listen.
Both of them.
Okay, fair. But more is Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill talk about Tua as the most accurate quarterback in the league, bro. Come on, dog.
I think he's just trying to really help Tua get paid.
That's not how you do it. That's pressure. That's too much pressure for him. That's too much pressure.
He's helping him get out the doors. What he's helping him to do.
He's putting too much pressure on him for this
Set
season.
yourself up for failure. Tyreek Hill is.
Or he's setting him up to get Lamar. One of the two.
Oh God. Oh snap.
Oh wow.
Wow. That'd be crazy.
It would be.
That would be wild.
Okay.
Oh look, Brody King versus Darby Allin. Hey.
I know. See, Patrick Mahomes entered the stream. He trying to tell you 995. He's higher than 95 then. But hey, that's just me. Oh shoot. Raj, can you just bring it back up that question? Let me see.
I got you.
Yeah, but let us know. And hey, I guess we could talk more Madden ratings as the game doesn't come out for what, next month? Yeah, it comes out next month. So Raj, I know you'll be playing it.
Yeah, I'll have it on the downloaded. I mean, they did change a little bit. So I mean, they did add some stuff to it. So I'm gonna check it out.
Well, Speaking of changing things, they changed things a lot in WWE this past week. We saw the retirement of Vincent Kennedy McMahon and the promotion of Paul Levesque, formerly known as Triple H, as head of creative. Actually, Raw just wrapped up not too long ago, and Rod, you said wasn't much different.
No, it was terrible.
No,
Trash.
well, no, there's that. Dre, gotta get your thoughts, Rod, you too, on Vince retiring one and Triple H, head of creative, running the ship.
Well, let me go first because I know Dre's gonna be long-winded. So
No, I know. No, on this one I'm not.
let me say with this, man. With Vince McMahon retiring, let me give him a little bit of flowers. Now his product did help me, get into wrestling because of some of the greatness that he had way back in the day with Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage, which led to Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock and John Cena and Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker. So I mean, I can't say that he was a complete terrible person as far as a promoter because he actually did give us a lot of great wrestling over the years. So I will give him that credit. But all in all, I think he should have retired at least 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. Because ever since then, it's just the product itself was just going downhill. Every week was rematches. He really wasn't building new talent on the WWE main product. And on top of that, his son-in-law, who was getting crapped on back in 2012, actually changed everything about himself and actually had a great product in NXT that could have led to WWE being even more relevant and more profitable than it is right now. I mean, of course, they're doing great right now, in profit, but it could have been even better with NXT, and Triple H taking over back then. But as far as I'm saying right now, Vince McMahon's time has been up. I'm so glad he is gone. So glad he has gotten fired or let go or retired or whatever you want to call it. I know he has a lot of allegations against him that are coming out slowly but surely, and I can't wait to see what those is because we already know what the Me Too movement does to men in general. So he'll be the next victim, and I'm going to be sitting here with my popcorn popped and ready and wait for that hammer to fall on his ass. But all in all, man, good riddance. Great job, but good riddance, man, because it's been a long time coming. And as a wrestling fan, I am so thrilled that his ass is gone. And I'm glad that Triple H is finally back in power because he showed us what he can do in NXT. He showed us what should have been with guys like Keith Lee, Karrion Kross, Ricochet, and all the other guys that were doing very well down there. He showed that wrestling had a bright future in WWE, but as soon as Vince got a hold of it, he destroyed all of it. So right now, Triple H is going to get his vindication. He's going to, find a way to elevate the product over the years to come. I mean, tonight, there's nothing he couldn't done tonight. He was just promoted today, so it is what it is. But over the next couple of months, I can't wait to see what the changes are because there's going to be a lot of changes. That 24/7 belt got to go. So I'm very happy Triple H is taking over. I'm glad that Stephanie is running the company along with Nick Khan. Hopefully he stays out the way. Just do what you do. Stay in the background. Continue to make the profit that you was making with the company. But let Stephanie and Triple H run it like they were supposed to back 10 years ago. They can run it now. They're more seasoned. And now that Vince is gone, it's going to be a whole great new venture. And they're going to finally be able to compete with AEW.
Go ahead, Dre.
I'm not going to try to Stephen A. Smith this one, but I think that when you talk about when you talk about the world of professional wrestling, Vince McMahon is it. I mean, without Vince McMahon, we don't see wrestling on the global aspect. I mean, he took a product that was a local product with the territories and made it a global phenomenon to what it is, to heights that beyond what his father could even imagine. So, I mean, the vision that this man had, granted, we hats off to him because, like Rod said, I mean, people like The Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Hulk Hogan, The Rock, I mean, you know, the list could go on and on. Macho Man, Randy Savage, Andre the Giant. I mean, we could just keep going on and on about the number of wrestlers who have come through the WWF into now the WWE. So, I mean, it's a sad day. I would say that Vince, now I think that he probably should have retired around the time when CM Punk had the pipe bomb. That should have been around the time when he should have probably started seeing the exit. But I think that but then again, you can make the argument too, without Vince McMahon, there's no tribal chief, there is no Roman Reigns. There are some mistakes that he's made.
Hold before you say anything else. Who the hell is this?
First of all, no. Tell Fox 1340 subscribe to the YouTube. That's what you need to tell them first.
I want to know who that is in the Fox Sports 13.
Fox 1340. Please go subscribe to the YouTube. Please go subscribe.
If you subscribe to the YouTube,
look, he'll drink all the Kool-Aid you like if you subscribe to the YouTube. Just subscribe to the YouTube channel.
To the damn YouTube.
Yeah, we up there addressing it, but dang, I was in the middle of my monologue.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I know you guys just soliloquy. I'm sorry. My bad.
There you go, Fox 1340. Go ahead, hit that. Do all those things. But go ahead, Dre.
But nevertheless, though, I mean, like I said, the vision that Vince McMahon had. So there's no sports and entertainment without Vince McMahon. I mean, we talk about, AEW, WCW to the relevancy that it got to. The list could go on and on about how he's impacted the world of sports entertainment. I do agree. Like I said, I agree with Raj. So I think that he maybe should have started falling back around. I think to me the time, not because when Raj says about 15 years ago, you're thinking about when SmackDown was like on Thursday nights, and you had you had the Batistas, Rey Mysterio's, Edges, Undertakers, like that around that era. That may have been a little too soon, even though Paul Heyman played a major role in that. I think that to me, Vince should have probably let himself go around when CM Punk became champion. Around the pipe bomb time. That to me was probably the last bit of like, okay, Vince, yeah. But then again, like I said, without Vince McMahon, we don't have the whole tribal chief incident. But there have been so many, like you said, errors along the way. I think that what they've done with NXT, especially NXT 2.0, it's like, come on, man. Like NXT, you had a good product, and then you kind of just, I don't know what you did with it. There have been, like you said, so many things that the WWE could have done. But I mean, everything happens for a reason, and we'll see what Triple H and Stephanie can do. We've talked about this for years, that eventually Stephanie and Triple H would have to take over the WWE, and now's their time to shine. So let's see what they can exactly do with the product. Can they make it back to the old glory days? I'm not sure, because then the heyday of wrestling compared to now, I don't know if we'll ever see that day with modern TV ever again. But can they make the product, like you said, maybe relevant again, or as good as it was, watchable? That's for us to see, because right now, none of us can really argue that Roman Reigns is the guy in WWE. And outside of Roman Reigns, you have a few people that we still like to see, such as the Bianca Belairs of the world, or the Usos. There are a few, like I said, few people, but I mean, maybe if Triple H is there, you still have a Sasha Banks there.
Maybe she comes back now. She'll probably be back now. So
we don't know. I mean,
I'm
not sure of what's going to entail, and like Raj said, it's going to take some time. I don't want people to think that this is going to be an overnight haul, because like me and Raj had a discussion over before the show. It's not going to be like, boom, this is Monday, and then next thing you know, SmackDown on Friday is going to be completely different. It's still going to take time, because like you said, the storylines have to wash away. You still got to go through SummerSlam. So it's going to be a completely different look for wrestling. But I mean, maybe people now who we've been clamoring for years, like you said, Sasha Banks, maybe she'll come back. Ricochet, other talents that we've Yes.
That we
Bray
seen
Wyatt.
get buried and
So-
burned might have a chance now.
So maybe now these people will have a chance to shine, and the people that the fans have been going behind and saying that, hey, we want to see more of this person, then maybe they will have a chance instead of losing at some out of the country pay-per-view that none of us really want to see and losing the old men. Maybe we won't see those type of things anymore. I'm not sure what Triple H and Stephanie have in the future, but I am excited for the future of the WWE. And I'll keep watching the product. Hopefully, the Tribal Chief will still be around.
I'll be interested to see how long Triple H tries to keep the belt on Roman. Oh shoot! Sorry about that, Dre.
Okay.
I'll be interested to see what he does with Roman, how long he keeps the belts on him, how he gets him off of him. But give it time, people. Give it time. Need patience. Need long-term booking, and they got to bring in some more help because the roster is kind of depleted right now. So we'll see what Triple H does.
And like you said, I think I'm curious to see about the Roman Reigns thing because right now, I know there are rumors about Roman, but at the same time, if Roman is to stay, like you said, they need long-term booking. So if they are going to take the belt off Roman, it should be somebody that they develop, but it's still going to take time to develop somebody because if they just put on Brock Lesnar, all you're doing is just being Vince McMahon again. So that they should not put the belt on somebody like Brock Lesnar. You've built up Roman Reigns too much. At this point, you need to build somebody. And the only person I could see right now that should take the belt off, if it's not his cousin The Rock, then it should be Cody Rhodes. Those are the only two people right now that they've got who should be able to take the belt off of Roman. Other than that, build people up like they were doing. I mean, like you guys were talking about with NXT and how that product was. I mean, you had so many people at one point in time who could have taken the belt off of Roman or just kept fresh faces out there, and they didn't do that.
Nope.
We'll keep an eye on it. We'll be here in some form or fashion for SummerSlam this week as well. So keep tuned to the Flex On podcast. Any other news coming out, we'll be all on top of it. But Crevonte, you ready to get goofy, my brother?
Yes, sir.
Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. Hey Byron, did you get that the video I sent you? Oh yeah, no, I think you responded to it.
Yeah,
the
yes.
the game, baseball.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it was Friday.
Yeah. So good people. Welcome to Goofies of the Week. Oh gosh.
Oh yeah, you gotta wait for your sound effect.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Gosh, something wrong here.
There you go.
Not the Krusty the Clown at the end.
That's so funny to me. All right. Welcome, good people, to Goofies of the Week, sponsored by the Flex Zone. Appreciate you guys for giving me a little bit of time for what I thought was goofy this particular week. And I have two. It's been a while since I had a duo going on, but I do have two. I was gonna do one for the second time, but forget it. I'm doing both of them.
Yes.
I'm going. I've been going back and forth about which one I'm going to do first. But both of them are high level goofies. Speaking of high level goofies, I have two cards to indicate what type of goofies they are, what level of goofies they are. I have Jet Green and I have Falcon Red. The high level goofies ones is the ones. These are showstoppers. These are the ones that we have to sit. We have to talk about this. We need to congregate. We need to have a conference call. Maybe a Zoom call. Maybe a StreamYard call, because we got to get some people on the phone. Because usually when a goofy happens, a lot of people messed up. It's usually not just one person that messed up. It's a couple people that messed up. And of course, my low-level goofy ones is the hee ha ha. All right, yo, we could call each other on the phone and talk about this one. It's cool, but it still has the potential to get extra goofy, but it's low-level goofy. But I had two high-level goofies this go around. So Byron, honestly, whichever one you want to put up first. Do you still have them?
Go with whichever one you want. I'm gonna see what I can do. Let's hold
Okay.
off.
Okay, so this last Friday, I was able to partake in a little bit what happened. Let me set up the setting for y'all. I'm out in these streets with Dre. Dre's on Friday at his lavish hosting whole setup in Baltimore, right over there for Fleet Street, man. Very, 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 very great Jamaican food. And he hosts karaoke there on Fridays. And I was able to actually partake this time. But that's because we was meeting up with Ty and he set this up a week in advance. So I was going no matter what this go round. So I'm there, Dre's there, good people are there, people are slowly trickling in. And I look up at the score of a baseball game, and it is Toronto Blue Jays and the Boston Red Sox. Yo, I thought somebody messed up. I thought somebody messed up because when I seen this score, I was like, yo, there's no way that this is the score. And at that time, I want to say it was like 27-3 or some wild some wild like that. Hold on, wait. I have the hold up. I was talking I was actually saying to Byron earlier, like, yo, this happened. And it's funny because actually one of my homeboys hit me. He was like, yo, what is this about? And I was like, you know what? I'll do you one better. Boom. That is a baseball score, guys.
Like a football score.
A weird football score because five is an interesting number. But yeah, but all in all, it did not look like a baseball score. But to go even deeper, there was a play that never happens in baseball, like ever. Oh gosh, is that it? Oh gosh, look
up for the third time. Sends a drive to deep center, but where is it? And it's way over the head of Duran, who never saw it. He never saw it. Tapia around third, heading home. And inside the park, grand slam for Raimel Tapia.
Hear the boo. Yes.
Oh, what?
Inside the park grand slam.
Okay. So we've all heard of inside the park home runs. That happens. You know, once in a blue moon, those things happen. Inside the park grand slam. You mean to tell me there was a person on every base that was available and you didn't hit the ball in the crowd? You hit the ball in play and was able to trot all the way around the bases and score. First of all, I was so in like disgust. I didn't catch the guy's name, but I did see that it went over his head, and he had no intentions on like hustling to go get it. Maybe cut him off. Maybe it could have been a triple. Nah, which leads me to believe that brother had a bet on the game. He had a bet on the game. Byron, can you help me out here? What is that brother's name? I believe he was their center fielder.
Yes. Yes, I'm gonna get that name for you. 1 second.
Okay. So, mind you, it's already one thing that hardly ever happens in baseball, just for in the park home run. But in the park grand slam, has that ever happened? Has that ever happened in baseball? But that was
Duran.
Duran needs to be
close to Durant.
Oh, he needs to be bumped down. He needs to be bumped down. Like we'd had to beat yo when he got back to the dugout, yo. We had to beat yo because he's wild. Like First of all, how do you lose it that bad in the sky? You're a center fielder. You get paid to do this. How do you miss it that bad? Like, it wasn't close. It wasn't like, I just missed it. No, it was behind him. Like, well behind him. Like, to the wall behind him. And then had my man's come all the way from, what was that? I guess that was left field, to retrieve the ball and throw it down in a last-ditch effort to in the park grand slam, which capped off the worst play in baseball history with the worst game performance in history by the Boston Red Sox, giving up 28 runs in a game. They gave about 22 of them over the span of 3 innings. It was bad, guys. It was real bad. But I was out. I'm hanging out with Dre. I'm like, yo, are folks out here drunk? Like, what's up? Like, there's no way they put up 27 runs in this game. And then I look at the score later on. It's 28-5. I say, get out of town. Get out of town. Boston Red Sox, hey, the season hasn't been great. And this is the icing. This is what's the terrible icing? This that purple icing. That's like that's not great. That be on kids' cakes.
The unicorn. The unicorn. Is it the unicorn cake? Unicorn flavor?
Right. The purple one that's nasty and it's thick. Yeah, that's what it is for the Boston Red Sox.
Hey,
terrible.
Hey, ask that question again. About the inside the home run park thingy.
What has there ever been an inside the park grand slam?
Hit it, Keith.
Nobody, yo. Talk to Keith Sweat about it. Because nobody. This has happened to nobody. Worst play in history. It's only right that the worst game performance in history has the worst play in history along with it. Great job, Boston Red Sox. As a team, y'all are terrible. This is really bad. And we've seen some high scoring games. 28 combined 33 in a game, but 28 from one team. Completely absurd. But anyway, moving on. I saw this on I think it might have been on Twitter. Tyreek Hill, he's just I feel like he's been talking. He's been talking a lot more since he's left Kansas City. And he jumped out the window with this one. I think he's been jumping out the window. He's outside the house at this point. But he really jumped out with this one. Tyreek Hill on why he picked the Dolphins over the Jets. First of all,
hold on, Crevonte. I might got it for you. Let me see.
If snap! First of all,
might be a little bit better.
Well, I can't blame him for that one. But
Yep, there you go.
Tyreek Hill on why he picked the Dolphins over the Jets. Is that even an option? Are we being serious right now? Why is that even a thing? That those are your last two options? The Dolphins and the Jets, and you thought hard about it. That's what you're expecting me to believe. Huh? You had two options, and you had the Jets and anybody else, and you didn't pick anybody else is absurd to me. All right? Say that just to say that. But, and a quote, Zach Wilson is a dog, but I'd rather play with the most accurate quarterback in the league. Zach Wilson is a dog, but I'd rather play with the most accurate, guys, quarterback in the league. Who is paid? Is Tua's paid? Is he getting paid every time we say Tua? Is he paid? Is Tua sponsoring this man?
Yes.
I understand big up in your quarterback and being in your quarterback's corner. And we all saw T.O. We saw T.O. crying over Tony Romo. We all remember that quarterback. That's my quarterback. But there's a difference between being in your quarterback's corner and being on an island by yourself about your quarterback. Nobody believes that it came down to the Dolphins and the Jets and you thought hard about this. Like, were you picking out which green is better looking? Like, was that what we're doing? It wasn't close. From the location to the organization, nobody thought you put much thought into this. Nobody believes that. Miami, lavish Miami over New York. Come on now. You didn't really think about this. There wasn't much thought about this. But then even a step further, who the hell told you? What stats you looking at? What games have you been looking at that tells you that Tua is the most accurate quarterback in the league?
Was he watching Alabama games?
He had to. That's what I'm saying. You must be talking about Tuscaloosa. That's what you must be talking about. You was watching him when he was. You're not talking about the red quarterback, don't touch me jersey. You talking about Crimson Tide red. There's no way you talking about that red right there. There's no way. Ain't nothing accurate about that man at the pro level. Nothing. And you are just going way over the top with this one. Like I said, those people that talk the most be sounding the goofiest. And Tyreek Hill, brother, sound extra goofy with every word you utter about Tua. It's goofy. Stop it. Just stop it, because when he underthrows you and you beat your man by 15 yards and he underthrows you, I'm gonna play back. I'm gonna play all this back. I'm gonna play all of it back.
No, hit him. Tua, hit him in stride. Please, hit him in stride.
Like, stride? Hit him!
Well, don't hit him in stride week 2. Don't hit him in stride week 2. But other than that, hit him in stride. Hit him in stride.
Hit him in stride. Just hit him. Just hit him. That's what it has. Just hit him. Because you talking about stride, we're asking for a lot, Raj. Hit him. Just hit him. But anyway, Tyreek Hill continues to outdo himself in relation to Tua Tagovailoa. Goofy. You mean tell me you was considering this green over that green? That we're talking about? Tyreek Hill, nobody believes you, bro. How much are they paying you? It's like they're paying him to pander. They're paying him to be goofy and coon and buffoon. Oh, chuck and jive for Tua. It's like he's getting incentives to talk about Tua. And he keeps going over the top. And you getting less and less believable the more and more you talk about it. God damn it, you're goofy, brother.
You think the longer his hair grows, the more goofier he gets?
The more miles you're away from Kansas City, the more goofy he gets.
Okay.
Because he's a long way from Kansas City. But God damn it, brother, good luck, because you're going to need it. And I'm not even saying the Miami Dolphins, as a roster, look pretty damn good. They could still make the playoffs, but we all know when your quarterback has a clear ceiling, it's going to show up in the playoffs. But it's not a guarantee that they make it. But anyway, those are my goofies of the week. Tyreek Hill talking about Tua was the most accurate quarterback ever, unless he was talking about Patrick Mahomes. Then, you know what I'm saying, this would have been all right. But not with Tua, the pitcher next to you. There's no way he was talking about Patrick Mahomes. But anyway, Tyreek Hill and them Boston Red Sox and that Toronto Blue Jays game. They beat them boys like they stole, they beat them like they stole Plymouth Rock. They beat them. They beat them like they stole the Mayflower, yo. It was bad. It was real bad. The worst loss I've ever seen, and the worst loss for sure in Boston Red Sox history, probably the history of the of the entire baseball league. But yeah, collectively, both of those are the highest of all high level goofies. And y'all know my line. There's a thin line between goofy and great. And no the Red Sox roster or Tyreek Hill on the right side of this. They're on the wrong end of it. Get it together. You gotta do better. Stop being goofy.
Oh, gosh. Something wrong here.
Let me jump in because you know, as a fan of the Yankees, I am definitely loving the behind whooping that the Boston Red Sox took because the Yankees, we lost bad back in 2004 against the then Cleveland baseball team, and
Indians.
They actually had a name, Dre.
Yes, they were the Indians.
So we lost to them 22-4. So I'm just happy that, you know, it all comes full circle and now the Red Sox got the behind whooping that they deserve.
But didn't they sweep y'all? Like, didn't y'all was y'all 3-0 in 2004, and then Red Sox, you know, beat y'all 4-0.
Then they went on to win the World Series.
They went on to win the World Series that year too.
Look, all right, things happen. Right? Then the Golden State Warriors when they up 3-1 and they lost 2. So what the hell does that got to do with that damn thing?
I'm just saying, man. You know, you try, you know, put some dirt on the Red Sox. You know, sometimes you gotta take that heat too, brother, because the same year they got their ass whooped. But that's
are we talking about the Boston Red Sox getting the behind whoops, or are we talking about what happened with the Yankees that year?
Both. I guess.
Both. We talking about both because it happened in 2004.
Well, both, I guess.
Look, just because none of y'all teams have been relevant in the past couple years, don't sit over here and get on Yankee Nation because we took a behind whooping, but yet we still have the most world championships out of any organization that there is.
Yeah, whatever. Okay. All right.
You brought it up, Ray. You brought it up. Nobody brought up anything about the Yankees until you did.
Yes, that's all you want to talk about.
The door. You opened the door.
Them stankies.
I ain't open up the damn door.
Well, Trey,
you have to say something about the stankies.
First, before we get into episode 352, you and Crevonte have a busy weekend ahead.
Yes, we do. First, let me say, my brother Crevonte was up there. He was at
he was actually singing.
He was actually on the mic.
I need that video.
He actually sung, man. We gotta get you out there, Byron.
Yeah. So you can embarrass yourself. Get out there and do.
No. I'm telling you to get subscribers. That's it. Taking phones.
No. We gotta get you to sing too. You gotta do both.
Oh yeah, I'll sing, but they gotta subscribe first. We don't do ish for free on the Flex Zone no more. We get something out of it, damn it.
But yes, our good brother and friend of the show, Shane, is getting married this weekend. So hats off to him and his beautiful bride to be. So, you know, happy for our good Morganite brother, HBCU cousin.
Come on, take go.
And you are the best man, Trey, as well. I forgot to add that next name as well.
Yes,
and episode 352. What can they expect? And how can they start their day with a cup of Dre and catch you on Friday?
We'll have a guest on. I wish Crevonte was here to intro this guest, but we're going to have a guest, St. Francis head coach for baseball. He's going to be on, so we'll be discussing that as well as a Summerslam review. And, you know, of course, we're going to keep pushing for our name to be out there, Brittany Griner. So,
Raj, let the people know what they can look for on the YouTube and how to keep up with us and what they need to do if they're watching this video right now.
You need to hit that damn subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. And also like the goddamn video as well. We would appreciate that very much. But also, we got some content coming this week. This is SummerSlam week as well. So we're going to try to do a live stream of SummerSlam on Saturday. Not sure who's going to be doing it, but we're going to try it. And also, we're going to have some more stuff coming as well, closing in on 900 subscribers. So Stay tuned for more content. I'm pretty sure training camp's going to start for every NFL team this week. The Ravens just signed, I believe, Corey Clement, so another running back. So we'll see what happens, man. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some more surprise signings, maybe some more trades, maybe some people might get hurt in training camp. Who knows? Plenty of news to come, plenty of stories to come. The football season is right around the corner, and we're going to have more stories for you, the viewer.
Crevonte, next week, I guess you know.
Oh, yes. Good, good brother. Actually, I just met. And we have one of our other good brothers that are familiar. They work in the same facility, known as St. Francis. We have their baseball coach, Coach Mike, coming on next week to chop it up about St. Francis sports and St. Francis baseball, and maybe his thoughts on what's going on in the baseball world nowadays.
Yes, we'll have head baseball coach, Coach Mike from St. Francis next week as well. And yeah, we'll probably look on YouTube. Might have some position breakdowns for the Ravens coming this week. So look forward to that since training camp is starting. So I'll look at the depth chart, break down the positions. Of course, SummerSlam this weekend, AEW on Wednesday. Gotta give a shout out to everybody who joined me on Saturday. We'll be at Raj, like over 1,000 views on the video. So thank you everybody for that.
Mm-hmm.
Got some subscribers. Did not know it was going to go that well. Shout out to Queen Mia. Shout out to Raj for setting up the stream and everybody who commented. A lot of new friends, a lot of new connects on there as well. So we'll be live Wednesday, live Saturday in some form of fashion. Somebody will be here for the live stream. And like I said, Ravens videos coming all week. Training camp starting, and may get some Commanders content soon as well to see what they're doing down in the nation's capital. And a new subscriber, Crevonte, a Commanders fan as well. So shout out to him. James, I think is his name. Shout out to him. He subscribed. So he was in the building. So Commanders fans. So I told him more Commanders content coming soon as well. And college football is coming soon. Maybe thinking of doing some creative things, Crevonte, for that. They do some Heisman profiles for some Heisman candidates.
Hopeful.
There you go. Got CJ Stroud, got Bryce Young, I did something with Will Anderson this past week, Alabama. So we'll see. Stay tuned to the channel. Hit that bell, like Rod said. Hit that bell. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Follow us at The Flex Zone 1 on all social media platforms. TikTok, The Flex Zone Podcast as well. And theflexzone1@gmail.com. And Cash App, The Flex Zone 1. Only place fellas giving you sports how you want it.
When you need it.
Hey, until this week for all the videos coming soon, and until next Monday for episode 352, for Dre, for Crevonte, and for Raj, executive producer Andre Melton, senior producer Crevonte, Heard, associate producer Byron Dixon, and your boy Big Raj on social media producer as well. Peace, y'all. We out.
Peace.
We the ones.